has written a fascinating book called Love No Matter What, When Your Kids Make Decisions You Don't Agree With. Brenda, welcome to the program.
Thanks. I'm just pleased to be with you guys.
Well, so Brenda, now I have a daughter who's 29 and a son who is 23, and is just yesterday, he and his wife, Tony and Whitney, celebrated their first anniversary. So my kids are out of the house, and I have to say they both made decisions when they were in the house and outside the house that I didn't agree with. Wouldn't life be a whole lot easier if our kids just simply did exactly what we told them to do?
I'm sure God thought that too, and eventually just put it down their trail of making their own decisions. And sometimes we think that, but then sometimes, very rarely I'll run across a family, and it seems like the kids are doing exactly what the parents want. And I'm almost saddened by it because I'm like, really? Come on, are you guys so much alike that the kids aren't ever going to, strike out on their own and be their own person? It doesn't have to be a bad decision. But sometimes my heart gets a little sad. I just wonder if the kids are really being true to who God made them to be, or if they're just trying to keep the parents happy.
Brenda, Ray Pritchard here. If ever there was a book perfectly titled, your book is it, Love No Matter What, and that subtitle, When Your Kids Make Decisions You Don't Agree With. I really don't think we have much to worry about on the point you just raised, because if you've got kids, sooner or later they're gonna make some decisions you don't agree with, and you're going to need this book. I thought maybe it'd be good for you to share with our audience, because your daughter Katie gave some input into the writing of the book, but her story is part of your journey, what led to this book in the first place. So tell us about that.
Oh, definitely. Yes, definitely. Oh, Katie she's just a delight. She is a delight. But she has always been very much her own person, and very much sometimes not understanding herself. I think that's her artist personality coming out. And all of this created a lot of turmoil in her, and she didn't know how to express it. And so Jean and myself, we were her safe place where she could, lash out. And so through junior high was tough. High school was really tough. And then out of high school, she decided, I'm done with these rules. I'm done with you guys. I'm going to get out of here. And so, we had saved a little money for college, definitely not enough for all of it, but kind of the plan for the kids was, you guys work, put yourself through junior college, and we'll, put this college money towards your last 2 years, and you come out with a degree and a few college loans, but not bad. She wanted her college money to move to an apartment 10 minutes away from our house, just so she could get out of our house. She did not have a job that could support herself, and we're thinking, what are you doing taking your college money? This is craziness. And that just started a parade of a lot of bad decisions that came after that for a few years. So it was in that point that God showed me, you have got to change the way you're thinking about being her mother, because this is not going to work any longer. You've got to change.
Well, so this when I was reading this in your book, I thought, wow, this is kind of like a prodigal son parable moment. I'm not saying that she was. I'm not making any judgments about Katie because I don't know her, but it sounded like she comes to you and she's asking for her college money.
Exactly.
And you have now the decision whether to try to put the shackles back on, so to speak, and really try to twist her arm to do what you want, or allow her to make her own mistakes, which are coming. That's a scary moment for a parent.
It was. And it was one of those moments that God gives you of such clarity that you know what it is you need to do next, even though it's not going to be maybe comfortable or good for a very long time. But in that moment, God showed Jean and I both that we're done. I mean, we're done for a season. We have got to let her go. And Jean even, I think I wrote this in the book, but he was even like, phew, she just needs to go. She's making us miserable. And if she wants to go, let's let her go. Life needs to be her teacher. God needs to be her teacher. And so it was in that moment that we decided, even though it wasn't what we thought was the best plan for her, that now plan B was going to become the better plan, because she just needed to get out and face reality and life, and there would be no more. We wouldn't be standing between her and God. She wouldn't be hearing our voices. She'd be, God would just directly have His hand on her, and so I guess it's one of those deals where when you're talking about it, it seems like it would be really hard, and it was. But when you're in that moment, God just says, "You know what? This is the next step," and then you just know that that's the next thing He has for you, and you just do it.
We're talking with Brenda Garrison. She's the author of Love No Matter What, When Your Kids Make Decisions You Don't Agree With, published by Thomas Nelson. Brenda, you say that there are some wrong ways to handle it when your kids, when your kids. Well, you just say it so well. When your kids make decisions you don't agree with, I mean, they may be morally wrong, or they may be more in the category of, boy, that's just really, really a dumb choice for you to make. What are some common mistakes parents make in that moment?
Well, boy, let's see. Trying to I think what parents need to do is listen to their kid and what they're trying to say, instead of trying to guilt the kid or shame the child or try to turn them around. I think we just need to sit and listen and hear their heart, hear what they have, hear what they want to say, and why they're saying what they're saying. I think parents want to they want to check out, and they just want to say, okay, I'm done with you, which is not being very helpful. We have to stay in our kids' lives, even though that's going to change the way it looks. We want to just think, okay, all is lost. It's never going to be better. That thought came to me even this morning. We think as parents, it's never going to change. It's always going to be this way. But that's not true. I mean, it's just a phase, and God's working in us, and He's working on our kids all through our lives, and we have to know that this is not always going to be this way, and we don't want to do anything that's going to build a wall between us and our kid. We want to build a bridge between us and our kid, and so we just have to watch our words very carefully so that we're not pushing our kids farther away when they come to us with these half-baked ideas.
So of course, the title of the book, and we're talking to Brenda Garrison, who wrote this book called Love No Matter What. So what would you say to, and some of this is tricky. We're not asking you to be,
Sure.
a Christian psychologist or anything like that, but it's hard. I would think that the parents who are listening are saying, well, but I am trying to love them by showing them that what they're going to do is going to hurt them. So when you say love no matter what does that look like when you are sure that your kid is going to be making a big mistake? So, for example, Katie's not going to go to college. She's going to go, and she's going to, I think in the book, she was going to go work at a minimum wage job. She was, I think, the words you put, she was going to gamble on getting promotions to become a manager or whatever someday. So you're thinking that very rarely works. You're throwing away college. This is not. This is going to turn out badly. So what does love look like? What does it look like when you say love no matter what?
First, you have to realize you're not going to see your immediate result. The result you want is not going to be immediate, okay? So you have to back way up and think, okay, what is going to show my child love? For me, in that moment, it was going through the house, getting seconds of things that we weren't using, dishes, casserole, dishes, linens, things like that, to give her something to start her apartment with. It was going to Walmart and buying cleaning supplies and putting them in a bucket and going over and helping her move and helping her get her apartment the way she wanted. It was saying, she knew I didn't like the idea. I didn't have to say that ever again because she knew it. It was showing her, okay, I don't like this idea, however, I am here for you. It was sending her little notes. Even today when we'll visit, she will have the notes I've sent her magnets, on her refrigerator. So what is it that speaks love to your child? It's meeting them for lunch. It's, not making that issue, not letting that issue come between you, but pursuing a relationship with your child separate from that issue. They know how you feel. You've said it more than once. Let it go, and pursue a relationship separate from whatever the issues are that is between you and your child.
Brenda, you said...
I'm sorry, you go ahead.
Brenda, you say that there are some times when you're going through the process with your son or daughter that you may be tempted to share this news. People want to know where is your son, where is your daughter, why aren't they in church, what's happened to them. Give us some help about when to share and when not to share.
I would share very carefully, and we were very careful, because I think part of my reason for writing the book is we were going through it, and then you start to see other people going through it, but nobody is talking about this because, number one, I wanted to protect my daughter from the unkind comments of other people, and I think we need to realize we're all in this boat together, and we're all making decisions that aren't good. We're kids are making decisions. We need to know that we're doing this together. And so when people come to us and they're starting to dig for information, I think we can politely reflect the conversation in a different direction and say, you know what, I am just loving on my kid, and we are moving forward in life together, and change the subject. I don't think we have to give them any information because that's part of our job as a parent is to protect our child, and part of that is to protect them from unkind words that might be, used in an unhealthy conversation against them.
Our guest has been Brenda Garrison, who, along with her daughter, Katie, she has written the book, Love No Matter What, When Your Kids Make Decisions You Don't Agree With. Brenda, this available in Christian bookstores everywhere?
Yes, it is. And it even is an ebook.
Oh, and even is an ebook. If you want more information, you can go to BrendaGarrison.com, her website. Brenda, thank you so much for being on our program.
It was great. Thank you so much for having me.
Folks, when we come back, Ray and I will be talking about what we can do to turn America around. Join us after the break.